Yes, indeed, folks. I had to get back to the studio. Black American Relationship Reboot. We back for another session. YouTube, Facebook, and the world, we love you. We back on, and I just like to say, whew, it's been quite a week. That's why I had to get to the studio. Because we got Father's Day coming up, and it's like everything that just didn't happen pertaining to attacks on the brothers. And we know we started this show talking about the plundering of the patriarch. That was my main concern for starting this show, because we got to reboot that, folks. We got to figure out a way to get the black man some love and back in his place. That's the reboot. That's what we about. So, okay, folks, start the week off. We got, some sister calling herself the conscious stripper. She comes out and calls out brother Dr. Umar. And you know Dr. Umar been doing a lot of good work out there in the community. And for those of you who don't know, he's a conscious Pan-Africanist brother, and he wanted to open a school in Philadelphia for young men. Mainly between the ages, if I recall correctly, from elementary school through junior high. Yeah, I mean, that's a good time because you want to get them young and mold them. So this comes out and it's all this sexual innuendo, and somehow you'd ask, I don't know why Roland Martin is asking the question on the show, but evidently there was some question about his sexual orientation. And he had stated that he was celibate. And unfortunately, this was the wrong thing to say, because this sister came out and was like, he having sex with me, he ain't no good, he a hypocrite. So his credibility shot. He lost $1 million donation and all of this. It's all over Facebook, you guys know. So then, as the week progresses, we get to the Father's Day cards that's meant for women. Now, I got a lot to say about this, because it's the mahogany division of Hallmark cards. And we all know the mahogany division is the division for black folks, mainly. And they've been out a little while. They're not new. I've seen them before. I think they started about 4 or 5 years ago. And if I recall correctly, about 4 or 5 years ago, Hallmark was saying they were not selling Father's Day cards in their urban markets. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, y'all wasn't even buying no cards for your fathers. So they decided, okay, well, let's market to the mamas. Granted, they already got Mother's Day, but let's market this to the mothers and say, y'all can have Father's Day too, because y'all both now. All right. So now you got Father's Day cards for mothers. And a lot of the sisters, we all online, we love it, we do both jobs. So now, this is how you know, folks. I want y'all sisters to realize it, because y'all got to recognize subliminal racism. That's why I talk about the plundering of the patriarch. You got Angel Soft commercials now. Oh, and they're just so touching. I mean, oh, they sit in the couch and they sit on a chair and they recall how their mother had to handle all of these incredibly tough situations. And one of them starts out with the guy talking about his father passed away, so his mother had to take up all the slack.
My father passed away when I was 3. There was 4 of us kids within 5 years. So my mom had to raise 4 kids by herself.
My mom was a single mother.
So she raised both of us completely by herself, which is...
I'm sorry.
I don't know how she raised 3 boys on her own with such grace.
I've definitely seen her try to juggle both mom, dad, and, everything else that she had to be for herself.
She did all of it, and she did it all as though she was 2 people.
But she was tough, huh? She was not a joke.
Say our car broke down.
Then, of course, that wasn't the case. They got the 2 sisters on there, and they're like, well, my mother was just strong, and she did it all, And you get to the end of the commercial, and it turns into Happy Father's Day, Mom. Mom is the greatest thing ever. And we love our mothers. We do. You got Mother's Day. And we all know Angel Soft, Brawny, And what's the other one with the paper towels that everybody buys? I done forgot right now. But they owned by the Cook brothers, folks. Those same people who spend money to make sure you don't have the right to vote. Okay? The big wigs up there that put a lot of money in the Republican hands telling you you don't even deserve the right to vote. They pretty much bought out everybody in North Carolina not too long ago. So these are the guys promoting this love for mothers on Father's Day. You got to know when the devil hand involved. Nonetheless, let's get back to Father's Day. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. When I heard all of this week, these attacks on fathers and men, it harkened back to an article I wrote 20 years ago in this beautiful black magazine, which no longer exists anymore. Thank you, BET, when it was black owned, for Emerge magazine. And you see who on the cover there, folks. That's Mayor Marion Barry. I was down there in D.C. when all that. Marion Barry was the man. Put a lot of people to work. And y'all crying about summer jobs. Them young kids had summer jobs in D.C. back in the 80s when I was there. In late 80s too, before they corralled them and spent all that money from the government to what? Bring them down. And you know who they used? A sister. Some black woman allowed them to use her to smoke crack with them and pretend like she was having a sexual rendezvous. Next thing you know, the gentleman is out of office. And a lot of people don't realize that Congress changed the laws and then they took over the funding and they make the decision on where the money was spent in D.C. So today, even though you got Mayor of D.C., he just a figurehead. He don't even have no juice. But I wrote an article back then called Politics, Black Women, and Easy Prey. This is the article they published in Emerge magazine back in January 1995. Thank you, Florentine Purnell. And I had wrote the article because at the time, Benjamin Chavis had got caught up in a scandal of his own with some sister named Mary Stansel. He was having sex with her. He was married, of course. It was just a disaster. She was going to blackmail him. And the weird thing about it was at that time, the NAACP was changing and become a little more militant. We was like, yeah, we got some black issues we need to deal with. So all of a sudden, here comes Mary Stansel. She claims that, she was taking money from them, and the NAACP was already broke. So then the national organization of 100 black women came to the defense, not of Benjamin Chavis, but other woman, Mary Stansel, and was like, he shouldn't have had sex with her, and he caused the NAACP a lot of problems. And what I had broached from this was, it just was too many instances at that time of women, sisters being used to bring down men of power. And I'm just going to talk about the last paragraph of the article. I said, if black women cannot understand the dynamics of how pervasive the American racial juggernaut can be armed with the ideal of divide and conquer, then black men as well as women will continue to be easy prey for those who seek to manipulate us. You can see the article on my Facebook page, Mark Cummings or The Mark Cummings Show. Folks, ladies, we not winning at this with y'all coming out and not understanding we all connected. Which is why I want to say this. I ain't giving up Father's Day to y'all sisters or any other woman. My father, this is him right here, Carswell David Cummings, will be 100 this year on August 19th. It will be his 100th anniversary. He died in 94, July the 8th, 2010. I love this man, okay? My friends love their father. My friends have father. Mr. Allen out there, Mr. Sherrill out there. Hey, Mr. Clay out there. We ain't playing. I ain't about to say I'm not going to celebrate the fathers. Everything we done been through, not just because we done had to go through racism and all this other foolishness, because we done had to deal with women that don't want to celebrate us. You think it's easy? Do y'all think it's easy being married to women who don't want to say, you the man? And then y'all want us to have jobs. Y'all want the white society to give us all these special posts. You think that's easy for these black coaches of these teams out here? When you telling the world your man ain't nothing? Y'all think some owner of some sports franchise want to hire a black coach and his woman can't even say he the man? Come on now. This is Father's Day for black men. Y'all should be honoring us and saying, I ain't about to buy no doggone Father's Day card from no woman. I'm about my father's business. You in church on Sunday? You know what it's about. If you gonna pray to the God and the Father, you ain't changing that game up. Talking about I'm gonna pray to the God and the mother now? This ain't no joke. I'm salty because I know better. And y'all should know better. I love my father. I love my mother, but she got Mother's Day. When Father's Day roll around, even though my father gone, I honor him. I say a prayer for him. I go to the grave site. I knew what it was like. 56 years of marriage, raising 3 kids, out here struggling, hustling, number running, whatever you got to do. You think this is easy? And y'all don't understand? Yeah, there's some men out there that ain't been able to honor their duties. But you think they don't want to? Huh? Y'all just think every man that ain't been able to take care of his kid just say, I don't want to be bothered. Y'all think it's that simple? I know some men. It ain't easy. I'm telling you, coming down to the end, see, Clay, I'm just, I got too hyped up. Just want to put out there, fathers, I love you. For all the men I know that's great fathers, Frank A. Williams, C. Clay, the main man with the plan. Patrick Irvine over there, Urban Intellectuals. I love you, brother. John Mitchell at the Philadelphia Inquirer, went to school at Howard. Big John from Philly, my main man. My brother, Carl Cummins. I love you, brother. Whew, I'm telling you. Lateef Calloway, brother DeJuan Carlton. Make that movie, baby. I'm loving y'all. Happy Father's Day. My pastor, Pastor Freddie George. You making it happen, brother. Happy Father's Day. Herman Bracey out at the port. I love you, baby. Happy Father's Day. To all of y'all making it happen, happy Father's Day. I'm out.